Welcome back, where we have Dr. Misag Karimi here on behalf of City of Hope. Well, welcome. Very nice to see you again.
Thank you, Lisa. Nice to be here.
Well, we appreciate you coming in because, this is a very serious subject. And I was just mentioning to you that so many people, whenever they hear the word colonoscopy, they go, oh, I don't need to have one. But in reality, you actually do, because the slightest thing can be detected and caught early. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So before we get into that, though, just tell me a little bit about yourself, how long you've been with City of Hope.
So I've been with the City of Hope a bit over 10 years, and I've been through the entire development of City of Hope into Orange County. First place that we opened was in Newport Beach, and now the Orange County Cancer Center, then Lennar Foundation.
Right. Now, so did you move from the Newport Beach to the center over there in Irvine area, or are you doing both?
I'm doing both.
Oh, you are?
Splitting
Okay.
time.
Okay. And you're you're a medical oncologist, but you specialize in gastrointestinal cancers.
Correct.
Okay. What are the variety of cancers that we do have? I mean, colon cancer, are there other kinds?
Absolutely. So GI cancers, as we call them, basically starts from up here in the esophagus all the way down to colon and rectum. And the colon is the most common one.
Okay. Now, how common is esophagus cancer? Is it mostly amongst those who smoke?
It's more common in people who smoke,
Okay.
but we're seeing a bit of a rise in that. It's still the least common type of cancer in the GI tract.
Okay, all right, interesting. Okay, so colon cancer, as I mentioned, colonoscopies, no one really wants to go and have one, but why is it so important?
Because we can catch the disease early. You can catch polyps that are precancerous and remove them and not ever have to deal with cancer. You can catch early colon cancer that is completely asymptomatic. You have no idea. And that's where we can make the biggest impact.
Right.
Because early cancer of colon is the most curable disease. Whereas if you catch it late when it starts causing symptoms, a lot of times it's very difficult to cure.
Now, it would seem that we are seeing a decline in older adults from colon cancer, which is really good news, which makes me think that people are being good and they are getting their screenings and the detection early enough. Way back when, my grandmother died of colon cancer, and I really believe it was because she just didn't want to go to the doctor.
That's true. I mean, a lot of us, especially when we talked about colonoscopy and not a very pleasant thing, and we just don't think about it. But it's again, colon cancer is very common. We have seen a downtrending in the elderly population in the U.S.
Good.
So that's good news. Over the last 35 years, chance of colon cancer in the senior citizen population has dropped from 65 per 100,000 down to 34 per
Wow.
100,000. So that's been a really good drop, and we can talk about what we think the causes are.
Well, yes, I actually would like you to, because
Yes.
that's really interesting. What are they doing different?
Yes, so I think one is early detection, because as I mentioned earlier, detecting polyps, detecting early cancer, you can cure those. Two is, reduce the rate of smoking. I think that also is very important. And three is just, following with your doctor, and if you have symptoms and something happens. Colon cancer sometimes is caught by anemia. Sometimes you go to the doctor, you don't feel good, you're tired. They do blood tests and they find out you're anemic, and that's how it starts. So I think being followed better and following instructions better, I think makes a big difference.
So if someone was tested for and they have anemia, at that point would the doctor say, I think we should do more tests?
Absolutely.
Oh, they would. Okay, good.
Yes.
Good. Okay, great. So it is definitely treatable, and it's of course, if it's caught early. So what would you do if it is caught early, like in the early stages? What happens?
Right. So if it's a polyp, when you do the colonoscopy, they cut the polyp out and you're done.
Oh, okay.
So you don't need surgery.
All right.
If it's an early stage cancer, if invasive disease, then you are referred to a surgeon, and then they'll talk to you about doing surgery. And these days, the techniques have significantly improved. I'm not a surgeon, I'm a medical oncologist, but the robotic, laparoscopic recovery is much faster, incision site is much smaller, and we've seen amazing recovery from the surgeries.
Right.
If it's very early stage, you really don't need anything else.
That's great.
If it's later stages, involving local lymph nodes or other places, that's a different story. Then we recommend chemotherapy because there is a high chance of recurrence. Sometimes we recommend radiation, depending on the exact location. And sometimes, we may do staging and find that the tumor has gone to other places. And obviously that changes the approach.
So does precision medicine also apply to these particular types of cancers? Because I know we've talked to many people about breast cancer, and they've come up with certain solutions now instead of just giving them a whole giant cocktail.
Absolutely. I've been in practice for 20 years, and I've seen an amazing advancement. So precision medicine is something that we pay a lot of attention to. At City of Hope, there's a lot of research going on, try to catch these cancers early. There's a development of a blood test to try to screen for colon cancer now.
Okay.
And two, when it's diagnosed, try to come up with molecular tests to help tailor the treatment.
Okay.
If you're going to get chemotherapy, we now do a series of molecular testing.
Okay.
In fact, we have a research trial that we call it precision medicine.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
That we look at the blood, look at normal cells, analyze the DNA, look at tumor cells, analyze the DNA, and based on that, come up with the appropriate approach. It makes a huge difference.
It does. It does.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the things I think a lot of people really like about City of Hope as a whole is not only do you have physicians, you have surgeons, you have clinical trials, you have it's all under one umbrella.
Absolutely. I think having a comprehensive cancer center that's supported by our researchers also, so it's really bench to bedside, that you try to develop scientific approaches, and then you bring it to the clinic. We're doing some of those clinical trials now in Orange County, and we're going to continue to expand that. And we're really excited about being able to do that.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for all the information. We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule.
Thank you for inviting.
You're welcome. If you want more information about City of Hope or anything that we have discussed, you can always get in touch with them at cityofhope.org/Orange County, or you can call them on the number at your screen. We'll be right back.